Welcome to Game 3 of the Cult Uprising Narrative Kill Team campaign. If you are joining us here on Game 3, then episodes 1 and 2 are both available to watch on YouTube, so make sure you watch those 2 games first if you want to experience the campaign as it was intended. With that said, grab your favourite fermented vegetable drink and some snacks as we dive into episode 3, Agents of the Cult.
War on Thea 7. Full-blown military engagements between the agents of the Thean cult and the Imperial forces are ravaging the surface of the planet. Through the efforts of the recently deployed Death Watch, further reinforcements from this new Xenos threat has temporarily been quelled. However, the cult is growing bolder still. As the beleaguered Imperial forces call out for aid, hidden agents of the cult are working to intercept and divert these calls, leaving the Imperial forces on Thea 7 isolated from the main reserve stationed in the Ventris system. Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer of the Ventris Vanguard leads the defense of Thea 7. But the cult's agents are everywhere, feeding misinformation and distrust. As scattered reports flood into Central Command, reconnaissance from the Adeptus Sororitas provide one possible hope for a swift end to this rebellion. The sisters believe they have found the command center for the cult, and seek approval to launch a counterattack at the very heart of the cult's leaders. Whomever, or whatever, that might be.
You have served me dutifully, my son. As our cult grows, so too does my influence. I have reached into the shadows of this world. New agents now flock towards my power. With these new subjects, my forces will be unstoppable.
The Guardsman sniper has been turned, my lord. He has gone back to the Imperial command station and will act when we give the signal. Everything proceeds as you have designed it.
And our sniper's friend?
The guard sergeant's mind would not break, my lord, so we have broken his body instead. Although we have been unable to disarm him of his former weapons, his strength of will in his past life seems to have translated to physical strength in this new one. He will be a hammer against our foe.
And you, my dear Hieronymus, are you ready?
I am, my lord. You honor me.
The process may unhinge your mind, but your flesh, Hieronymus, your flesh will be strong. You know what to do, Hieronymus. You are my talon. I am death.
We're happy for the support, Sergeant Sevastopol. Our reserves are almost depleted, and the cult forces have started deploying new agents into the field, and they're devastating my regular kill teams.
New agents? Do you have any more details? I'll send over what we have, but from what I've seen of this cult, I'd say they're planning something. And we won't know until it's too late. Copy that, Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer.
Target locked, Sergeant. Taking evasive maneuvers.
It's ground fire. Increase speed, they can't hope to hit us.
Aye, Sergeant.
How long till we reach the command center?
About 5 clicks out, Sergeant.
Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer, we're taking ground fire from the cult. A few industrial mining lasers, but apart from that, nothing serious. We'll be at command central presently. Brace for impact!
Sergeant Sevastopol, I'm showing a direct hit on your transport. Do you copy? Rocket. If you can hear me, try to secure your position, Sergeant. I'm sending out my veterans to bring you back, but there's a lot of enemy movement around your position. Try to hold on, son. We're coming to get you.
For this mission, both sides have just one objective: the downed Deathwatch Storm Talon. Hidden inside is either injured comrades or a wealth of intel. Whichever side has the most APL within circle or 2 inches of the Storm Talon at the end of the game will win the mission. The Veteran Guard will be the attackers in this scenario, and as such, the Wyrmblade kill team will deploy in the red deployment zone and the Vet Guard in the blue. Barricades are placed and both sides opt to dash forward with an operative to scout the terrain. Called into action by the will of the Broodlord, new and more deadly agents of the Thean cult gather to make war on Thea 7. In response, Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer has sent his best into the fray. Elite veteran guardsmen hardened in countless battles stand against this new threat. Veteran Sergeant Nixon takes in the kill zone. Looking to his men, he barks out an order to Veteran Comms Officer Gray.
Move, move, move!
As Gray relays the message, a heavy gunner skulks forward, utilizing its climbing gear to get onto a vantage point. This veteran spotter moves to get a better view on the battlefield. Staying in conceal, this gunner with flamer is going to move forward, grabbing some cover. Recently promoted veteran sniper Geordie moves to keep in line with his spotter, ducking in behind some cover, ready to take out a key target. Activating 2 cult adepts at the same time, both dart forward, one grabbing cover behind a barricade, the other making to secure the downed Storm Talon. In counter, 2 of the veteran guardsmen from the ancillary support squad also move forward, grabbing some cover. Activating the newly promoted Locust, remaining hidden, this agent will slink forward, sticking to the shadows. The comms veteran dashes forward to be close to the sergeant. The cult icon bearer moves forward as the medic also follows his sergeant. The cult grenade launcher will move forward, and the veteran gunner with plasma cannon makes an aggressive move forward. Mining laser heavy gunner will climb up to a vantage point. The veteran bruiser crashes through a door to follow the plasma gunner as 2 more brood adepts activate, pressing forward, sticking to the shadows. 2 veteran troopers activate and press forward. Cult leader now activates, moving towards the icon bearer. The hardened veteran will move forward, after which the Kellamorph activates, moving forward, keeping to the shadows. The zealot is just going to pass. Finally, the last veteran guardsman from the ancillary support team will move forward, sticking in cover. The veteran guardsmen move cautiously forward. Intel from Central Command confirms an enemy presence. However, but for the briefest flashes of movement, the kill zone appears empty. As his team closes in on the Storm Talon, there is a sick feeling in the pit of veteran Sergeant Nixon's stomach. Trusting his intel and his instincts, he prepares for combat. As the battle continues, the cultists blend into their surroundings, becoming harder to see across the battlefield. To combat this, the veteran sergeant barks out orders for his team to take aim. Getting the drop on the veterans, the heavy gunner with seismic cannon appears on the vantage point, deadly cannon aimed at the plasma gunner. Deafening sound waves crash around the gunner, leaving him injured and stunned. The heavy gunner then slinks backwards, rappelling down the vantage point to safety. High up, overlooking the kill zone, the veteran spotter relays target information to the newly promoted sniper below, communicating through their custom vid link, allowing them to do so despite not being visible. A single shot rings out, and the cult icon bearer is incapacitated. Seeing a body drop right next to him, the cult leader dashes forward. In his makeshift command center, the veteran sergeant will just pass. Activating together, 2 brood adepts will move forward, one towards his leader, the other pressing forward towards the veteran guardsman's lines. 2 veteran gunners activate. The first moves towards the brood adept, overcharging his lasgun's battery pack and unleashing a torrent of fire. The second moves towards the same brood adept and unleashes his own volley of las fire. However, despite this, they are unable to kill the neophyte. The Kelemorph moves next. Clambering over the wall with ease as he lands on the other side, a pistol in each hand, he fires on the guardsman. His first shot punctures clear through the guardsman's neck, taking him out of action, whilst his second shot rips through the chest armor, punching clear through, incapacitating the guardsman instantly. Pressing himself against the wall, he then slinks back into hiding. Another of the ancillary support squad veterans dashes forward, seeing 2 of his comrades shot down. As he approaches, he catches sight of a Kelemorph, but only just. He overcharges his lasgun and fires into the shadows. With a battle cry, another of the veteran guard from the ancillary squad charges into a Brood Adept. Concealed in the shadows, the Locust moves forward. The veteran Zealot dashes forward to get into the fray. Neophyte Gunner with Flamer moves towards the Storm Talon. The hardened veteran races towards the combat. As he does, 2 neophytes activate, one pressing forward, the other climbing to a vantage point. From his new perch, the neophyte targets the ancillary support veteran, pinning the Kelemorph down with fire and opens up with his autogun. Another guardsman runs to his aid, however is unable to see the Kelemorph and instead fires on the neophyte ahead of him, taking him out of action with lasgun fire. The neophyte grenadier withdraws from combat as the bruiser veteran races forward, eager to engage the cultists. Using his climbing gear, the heavy gunner climbs to the top of the building to get eyes on the sniper. Heavy laser fire pierces the building around the veteran sniper, however fails to hit the operative. As the building above him is lit up with fire, the stunned plasma gunner stumbles towards cover. A mining laser fires in Overwatch but is again unable to hit the operative. The veteran medic moves forward towards his injured comrades as the comms veteran passes, sticking close to his sergeant. Meanwhile,
Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer, we're taking ground fire from the cult. A few industrial mining lasers, but apart from that, nothing serious. We'll be at Command Central presently. Brace for impact!
Ready to transport in a squad of veterans. I'm heading down to Thea 7.
Affirmative, Captain. There are no transports currently available. Both squad and transport will be ready for you in Hangar Bay 7 in 15 minutes.
Not good enough. I'm at Hangar Bay 4 now. I need a transport ready in. Belay that order, Adept, and cancel the squad.
Affirmative.
Try to contact Kill Team Sevastopol. I won't be long. I've made Planet 4, rendezvousing with Kill Team Sevastopol.
Affirmative.
Our enemies are being reinforced. Time to show these scum the fate of those who oppose us. Release their sergeant.
Drak me. What have they done here?
Arriving to recover his squad, Deathwatch Captain Promus arrives randomly via drop pod. As he does, the now transformed guard sergeant skulks from the shadows close to the cult forces. Determined to clear their lines, the veteran guard dig deep, readying for combat, their sergeant also issuing an offensive order to help their shooting. The mutated guardsman pounces into action, charging into the veteran bruiser, dispatching him with a flurry of wild yet devastating strikes. Having pulped one guardsman, the beast then unholsters an Imperial standard bolt pistol and fires into the hardened veteran, injuring him but not killing him. The injured veteran limps forward, overcharging his lasgun and fires into the Kelemorph at point-blank range. Unable to kill him, a second guardsman charges into combat with the Kelemorph, however is also unable to kill the mutant. Again, the heavy mining laser takes aim at the sniper and fires. This time, however, the strike hits and a heavy laser beam cuts through the veteran, taking him out of action. Barking through the vidlink, he is reminded that in death he might achieve atonement, and he pulls himself up to his nest to take aim as once again the spotter calls out a target. His aim is true and a sniper round punches through the back of the heavy gunner's head, taking him out of action. And with that, the veteran sniper stops fighting the pain as he loses his grip on consciousness and slips into darkness. Keen to test out his new abilities, the Locust pounces over the wall, landing on the guardsman below, slicing him to ribbons with his talons, before lashing out with his coiled tail, injuring the second guardsman. Looking to speed up the medic, the comms veteran uses Signal to boost his APL before darting out himself, grabbing some cover behind the barricade. Finally recovered from the shock of the drop pod landing, the neophyte moves to get line of sight on the captain and fires at him with his autogun. As shells harmlessly plink off the captain's armor, a second neophyte now moves to get line of sight and fires with his autogun. The veteran medic makes a daring run across the kill zone, looking to get in range of the plasma gunner, but is just shy of his effective medic range. Unaware that he has now moved into range, the medic comes to a halt just as the heavy gunner climbs back onto his vantage point and fires at him with his seismic cannon. As the cacophony dies down, the medic is nowhere to be seen, taken out of action by the deadly attack. Stumbling forward, the injured plasma gunner sets his sights on the mutant ahead, overcharging his gun's plasma coils before unleashing a deadly salvo. As the smoke clears and the mutant still lives, a neophyte adept opens up with his autogun on the plasma gunner, taking the last of the gunner's wounds and incapacitating him. The neophyte then moves towards the Storm Talon. The Deathwatch captain acts next, leveling his bolt pistol at the first neophyte. Bolter shells saturate the area, incapacitating the operative as the captain charges into the other neophyte, slicing him into bits with his guardian blade. The injured Kellamorph slinks out of the shadows, taking out the guardsman with his first shot before leveling his pistols at the captain in close range and firing again. Unable this time though to get past the captain's armor. Veteran Sergeant Nixon moves out from his improvised bunker, thumbing the overdrive on his plasma pistol and aims at the Locust.
Do your worst.
Energy coils crackle, but the gun jams. The overcharged coils explode, spilling burning hot plasma all over the Sergeant, with no shots hitting the Locust. The neophyte leader fires with his bolt pistol into the veteran guardsman, failing to kill him, and then moves towards the Storm Talon. Desperate to stop the mutant, the hardened veteran guardsman overcharges his lasgun and unloads into the mutant. But it isn't enough. The neophyte gunner with flamer darts towards the veteran sergeant and bathes him in fire, dealing damage but not enough to take him out of action. The zealot veteran moves towards the mutant and overcharges his lasgun, takes aim and fires on the mutated guardsman, dealing damage but not enough to incapacitate it. The neophyte gunner launches a frag grenade into the guardsman, taking the last wound off the hardened veteran. He then moves towards the Storm Talon. Concentrating fire on the mutant, the last of the ancillary squad overcharges his lasgun and fires on the mutant, leaving it injured but still alive. Veteran Sergeant Nixon for the last time barks out orders to his remaining team members, looking to improve their shooting. However, it is the cult who act first. Looking to take out a key part of the enemy, the Locust charges into Veteran Sergeant Nixon, talons cleaving through his armor, incapacitating him with ease. Across the kill zone, the Deathwatch captain moves. Taking the injured Kellamorph out with bolter fire before charging into the neophytes by the Storm Talon, dispatching their leader with a single strike. The heavy gunner with seismic cannon repositions on his vantage point and fires a concussive blast into the veteran zealot, but fails to deal damage. Veteran Comms Officer Gray pulls the pin from his crack grenade and eyes the locust. Looking for revenge for his fallen sergeant, he throws the grenade. When the smoke clears from the explosion, the locust is no more. Vengeance for his sergeant. He then dashes forward to help claim the Storm Talon. The beast moves, first firing on the last of the support squad to no avail, and then it barrels into Comms Officer Gray, ripping him apart with its bare hands. The veteran zealot moves to hold the Storm Talon, and then shoots at the flamer, trying but failing to incapacitate him. Not wanting to stay in combat, the neophyte brood adept withdraws, staying close to the Storm Talon. With no sniper to direct, the spotter must now rely on his own shooting. From atop his perch, he fires into the mutant's back, failing to take it out of action. The neophyte flamer unleashes a torrent of deadly flames onto the zealot, whose faith alone is enough to allow the veteran to endure. In perhaps the bravest act of this conflict, the last of the ancillary squad veterans charges into the mutant. Bayonet raised high as he charges, he manages to drag the beast down, taking it out of action. His victory short-lived, however, as he is stabbed in the back by a charging neophyte gunner. And with his cries, the battle draws to a close. The Wyrmblade just narrowly securing the victory with one more APL on the objective than the veteran guard.
This was a great victory. With the data we captured from the Storm Talon, we now have the locations of all the major military assets in the Ventris system. This is the last piece our Lord needed. Now, we can really begin.
Thanks so much for watching episode 3 of the Kill Team narrative campaign. I was using the Wyrmblade and Emma played as the veteran guard. A big thank you to Travis from the Brooklyn Strategist, who had a cameo as the Storm Talon pilot. Travis has been amazingly helpful and has been a big part in the next episode, which will be coming soon, Belly of the Beast. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe and share the video as much as possible. I'll see you next time.